Hey guys, so sorry if you can't hear me, my AC is going. I just wanted to say that I know yesterday was Camp NaNoWRIMO, but I ended up not filming because my stepmom's mom passed away in the night, so I was busy, you know, handling that. And I'm actually going to be going up to Maine for the funeral this week, so my video might not be as long, just give you a heads up. I hear Zach playing a very violent TV show right now. I think it's Luke Cage. Oh man, I'm looking like a hot mess today. Hot meaning temperature wise only. I just wanted to come on here and talk about a couple things quickly because it's hot. You're gonna hear me say that all week in this video, just so you know. So I just finished my class, and I am so sorry if there's some of you who are sick of hearing me talk about this class. Please feel free to let me know that you want me to talk about other things. Just the last couple weeks it's been really the focus of my writing, but now that we're actually working on our own creative projects, I'm going to be skewing back that way. But I just want to answer a few general questions. First, a lot of people asked why I was putting so much importance on this class, and it's a valid question, and I do think that I'm putting a lot on it. I can't remember if I've talked about in these videos, but basically if I get a good enough grade, a B or higher in this class and in my class in the fall, I can apply to be part of my the school's master's program. And I don't think I've said this part, but it's at Harvard University. So basically I would be enrolled in Harvard University as a grad student, which is kind of a big deal to me. You know, I know name's not everything, but you know, part of the program is doing a week-long, like, what do they call it? Shoot. Basically, you stay on campus for a week, and at the end of it, you get to show your work to agents, and you meet with real agents who can decide if they want to take you on. So there's a lot of advantages to this program. I'm not just doing it to have another degree, but yeah, so I think that is why I am kind of obsessed, or I'm getting better, was really obsessed and worried about doing well in this class, is because a lot of really great things can happen from it. So I hope that answers that question. And I also wanted to say, and I kind of feel like I'm sounding like a broken record, but I don't care. I'm going to say it 1,000 times. Thank you guys so much for all of your comments. I uploaded my video, my entry 2 video yesterday, last night, but most people watched it today. And oh my god, like, I can't even begin to tell you guys what your words mean to me. I want to do a more like sit down and respond to a lot of you guys, but I've had people reaching out to me on Twitter. I've had people direct messaging me and just leaving comments and saying how they normally don't leave comments, kind of like how I mentioned I don't normally leave comments either. But wow, like there's so many comments that have made me choke up, and as you guys now know, I am an emotional person. So and just to hear so many of you guys say that you have the same doubts, or that you really appreciated me opening up, thank you so much. And it's so crazy. Like, I mean, I know I want to be a writer too, and I know that I want to be an author, but doing these videos and posting them and interacting with you guys and hearing how I've helped you, I just feel like this is exactly what I should be doing and what I'm meant to be doing right now. And it just feels so right. Like, I have always wanted to do something like this. Like, you know, I don't know if I have much in the way of skills that I can offer, or, I mean, I have skills to offer, but you know, I don't make a lot of like technical how-to videos or anything like that. But one thing I've always loved and appreciated was just true honesty and showing the real side of things. So I'm really glad that you guys are appreciating that too. And I promise, as long as this channel is standing, I will always do that, and I will never let go of that part of myself, of the honesty and the realness, and not being afraid to cry on the internet. Okay, what else was I gonna say? Oh, so I just finished on my class. Now I remember. And at the end of the class, we talked with the professor one-on-one. Oh, and in the class, we got into peer groups. And so I'm with 3 other girls who are amazing. And women, I shouldn't say girls, like, sorry. And everyone, like, maybe I'll go into more details about their work if they want me to. Like, I'm not gonna expose people who don't want to be exposed on the internet, but oh my gosh, everyone's doing such cool things, and I can tell that I'm really going to like working with these people, and these are the people who are gonna read my work first, really. They're like my first beta readers. Yeah, I guess they are. It's weird. Just the chapter 1 though, so don't worry. But after class we talked with our professor one-on-one. I asked what I was working on, and I told her my idea, and I kind of, you know, I'm just doing the chapter 1, and so she asked more about my book in general, and as I was talking about it, she's like, oh my god, that's such a great idea. And like, I look up to her so much. You know, she's a published author. She makes a living teaching, writing, writing her own books. She has a PhD in literature and English, and just like, oh my god, like, I have to admit, like, as much as like I love comments that are boosting me up, you guys haven't read my work. And like, I want you guys to read it soon, obviously, but like, to hear from her and me describe my idea in detail and like where I'm hoping to take the story, and her say like, oh my god, that sounds amazing, like I can't wait for you, like I can't wait to read that. It felt good. So I feel like I've come a long way since that night a few days ago, like, or actually no, it was 2 days ago, right? Did I talk about that on Saturday? It was a Friday. But I've come a long way, and wow, like, ever since starting these authors' journals, I've had such an emotional roller coaster of a time, and I feel like even just as a writer, I have grown so much. Like, wow. And you know, the class obviously has something to do with it, but I think just making these and talking honestly about my story and thinking about my story in a different way has really made a huge difference. And I'm really, really excited about chapter 1. It is so different than what my original chapter 1 is going to be. If, you know, when I'm super famous and my book has sold millions, I will put up the original chapter 1 like on my website. I do want to make a website soon, so maybe as soon as I'm published, I'll put up the original chapter 1, because you guys are gonna be mind blown how different it is. Yeah. All right, that's it for now. I have to turn this AC back on. I am starting to die, so it's gonna be mid-90s all week. Help me, please. I have viewers probably down in like Florida who, I think it was 105 there today according to one of my peer review members, so there's some of you who are like, yeah, you got nothing, but trust me, for a Northeast girl, it's rather hot. Okay. That was weird. I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye. Also, I painted it, paint night. Aren't I amazing? I would show you what I'm wearing, but I'm not wearing pants again, so I'll spare you. It is so hot. Oh my god. Okay. I haven't finished putting on my makeup. But yeah, so I just finished wrapping up my assignment due tomorrow, but since we're gonna be up in Maine, I didn't have time to do it. Or I won't have time to do it, I should say. Especially since, you know, we're gonna be with family and stuff, and I didn't want to have to worry about taking my laptop and working on it. We are leaving in probably half an hour. I'm hoping the traffic isn't crazy. I feel like most people travel the day before and the day after the 4th, so as long as we don't hit a parade, I think we should be somewhat okay. I don't actually know. I've never driven on the 4th of July. I've always just been where I should be, been just where I want to be. So we'll see. We will see. I guess I should log a little bit of my time today. So I did work on my story a little bit, mostly because it was for class. We had to write up our project proposal, so I kind of showcased a little bit of it there and worked on some ideas. So I guess I can count that time. I hope you guys all had a wonderful 4th of July by the time you see this. Also, I want to share some happy news. My best friend doesn't know it, well, I think maybe she has a suspicion, but she does not know that she's getting engaged today or tomorrow. He said either he'll do it today or tomorrow, and he's just gonna, I think he's doing it tomorrow actually, because he hired a photographer. But I can finally tell you guys because this video won't go up till after. Oh my god. I mean, finally tell you guys, as if like, I just have to tell someone, and I feel like I can announce it now because it's gonna happen. And I'm so excited. I like have been keeping my phone by me, you know, and just waiting for the news because I know that, or I hope, Jessica, I'm one of the first people she'll tell. Oh my god. Like, I'm so excited for her. Like, she is like the best and she deserves the best, and I know that this is something she's really happy and excited for. And oh, like, I mean, it's like every little girl's dream to be engaged at the same time as your best friend, and it's gonna happen, and I'm so excited. Whew, okay. I was telling Zach, I feel like in a weird way I'm more excited for her engagement than my own. I don't know why. Mostly because she's a great planner, and so I know I'm gonna be like, Jessica, now that you're planning your wedding too, like, help me plan mine more and let me steal all of your ideas. Thank you. Alright, that's it for today's update. I have to go because I have to turn on the AC because I'm dying. It has seriously been so hot in the Northeast. I think it's been hot everywhere. So let me know how hot it's been wherever you are. But it was, I think it hit 100 yesterday. And I actually like couldn't handle it. I walked outside and I was like, I felt like, oh, I must have walked out under a vent because like that air was so hot. And I was like, no, this is just the air. And it was like 97 degrees on my phone and it was horrible. And I think it's a little cooler today in the low 90s, so that's nice. All right, prepare for some epic car video montages in 3, 2, 1. Did it start yet? Did it do it? You're not gonna sing anymore?
There's no songs right now. There are no words. I mean,
there was the chorus.
how's it sound? I'm going to build it.
Here we are on our epic.
You would never drive a nail with a glass hammer.
Yes, I would. We are in.
Maine.
I know, they saw the moose. And I would have filmed more, but I forgot the camera in the trunk and I thought I wasn't going to be able to film anything, so. Now we are headed even further north, thank you, to my sister's house with the children. So yeah, here's the montage I was talking about. I'm doing a drive-in montage, except I forgot my thing, so it's not very good. It's kind of just green and...
Why did you say that? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I was filming before. This is not a very good montage. I think this is all I'm gonna do. So here's your montage. Like a video thing of like the streets going by, like really be, you know, cool like that. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm just gonna show this. So here you go, guys. You're welcome.
I know, Kim. You know, that's your onesie. It's a weird thing. It's down to being.
Just don't fall on them. Getting comfortable. Hope you don't mind this kind of awkward angle from me. Ooh, am I shiny? Ooh, boy. Ignore that too, please. So, I know, as I mentioned, I'm sorry guys that this video this week was so short. I've been in Maine and I didn't really want to film too much since, you know, we were with our family. But we are back now in our apartment, as you can see. Well, okay, it's kind of a blank wall, so maybe you don't know. But you saw me doing my edits. I thought that clip was a really funny way to show the difference between my writing, like drafting, and my editing, because editing is so frustrating. And I was just sitting there like, ooh. Oh, sitting like this makes my head hurt. Why is my head hurting? Yeah, been a pretty I guess eventful day. My friend Kylie came over and we played some Dungeons and Dragons, which perhaps wasn't the most responsible thing to do during this busy month, but we weren't able to meet during June, and I don't think we'll meet next month, so we got a long session in. And it always gets my creative juices flowing. Like, that game really is about being creative and spontaneous, and you know, I'm not the dungeon master, so I'm not controlling the story, but I am controlling my character. So I feel like it's a really cool way to get, I don't know, it gives me new ideas for things all the time. Like, Kylie does a great job of incorporating fairy tales in the stories, and I just always feel I always feel extra creative after every session. So I think in a way it helps my writing, even though not directly. Also, I just wanted to show, look, isn't that cute? Oh, there's a lamp. Ow! My reading light is in front of it. But Zach, forever ago, got me just like a little box to put in my finished first draft of my story. So I put it in there. I don't know if you can tell, it's like thick. It's like it's just like a framed box. And I have it now at my bedside table with my stars and my suitcase, which acts as like an extended nightstand because I put my phone on it when I sleep. You guys don't need to see that mess. Yeah, I figure I will close out the, hold on, I'll hide myself. I know I look at it too much. I will close out the week here. As always, I'm running out of books because I've been like not reading as much this week. Or at least I just haven't finished everything. I've been reading a lot of variations of books, but one book I haven't mentioned that I keep next to my bed. I think I've mentioned that I'm reading Pride and Prejudice right now. If not, I'll mention it in my next video probably. But I'm also reading the very classic, is this backwards? Hopefully it's just backwards on my thing, but the classic Elements of Style, and this is the 4th edition. And I always thought, like, this is a book that gets recommended by like every writing and journalism class ever. And I thought it was like a book, but it's not. It's like a little how-to thing, and you can flip through it, and it just kind of talks about different grammar points. It explains the differences between certain words. It's a really great tool, and I can see myself reaching for this when I have questions about certain things, but I'm just reading it. I just kind of started reading it all the way through at least once just to see if anything jumps out at me that I don't know. And there's been quite a few things. There's been some things I did know though, so that feels good. I thought it was so funny, in my last video I talked about how I should do like a sum up theme at the end of each of these author journal vlogs, and then I didn't mention one. I said, what do you guys think? And then I just didn't mention one. Did anyone else catch that? So okay, I won't do that again. So this week's theme, I guess I would say this week's theme would be that sometimes it's okay to put certain things on hold in great circumstances. Like, I admit that I felt guilty at times when I was in Maine for not filming, but that would only really last a second when I realized that my attention and emotions needed to be with my stepmom and my family. So I think it's okay to prioritize things differently each week. It's kind of a lame theme, isn't it? forgive me. But some of you in my Camp NaNoWRIMO, so I haven't, obviously you guys don't know where I've been this week because this video is going to go up a week after. My Camp NaNoWRIMO cabin, they know what's been going on with me, and they've just been so lovely and supportive, and I really do adore every single one of them. Like, this community is so fantastic. So please, I have an updated list in my comments below of everyone who's in my cabin. Please go subscribe to them, check them out. They are all fantastic. They are all killing it this month so far. I have a lot of catching up to do. Like I said, I kind of took this week off with everything. Like, the only writing I did really was for school, but I got that done and I got that in. So I have a lot to do with my creative writing, but I'm excited to get into that. And I guess I'll talk about quickly, I already closed out this vlog, didn't I? I talked about what book I'm reading, but I'm going to mention really quickly, I'm considering, I feel like I sound so repetitive and you guys are going to get sick of it, but this is sort of just what goes on in your mind when you're drafting. You go back and forth on a lot of things and you obsess about things, but I don't even want to say, you guys are going to be like, stop talking about it. I'm considering doing a different point of view. Not really, but I thought about ways of doing first person, how I can incorporate it organically, because it kind of still feels a little forced. That's what I'm working for. And I'm toying with doing it similar to, for those of you who've read, oh god, what's it called? World War Z. The movie is very different from the book. The book is so unique and incredible, and it's very interview style. And I'm considering toying with doing something like that. So if you've been following my journey, you know that I have a lot of characters in my story, Guardians of the Skulls, which I just showed. And each chapter is a different point of view. And so I'm thinking about, if I'm going to do first person, maybe doing an interview style, because as it stands right now, there is a first person point of view, and it's in the voice of the person who wrote the book. And so I'm thinking of doing something like that. I don't know, just a thought. I know I'm not the fastest with replying to comments on my YouTube videos, because I always read them the second I get them, because I get an email and I open my email and I read it, and when I respond, I like to really respond and be present and like respond in an in-depth way. I don't want to just be like, oh, thanks for commenting, you know. And so I kind of have to be in the mood to respond, or at least just have the time to provide a good response. So I haven't responded to my week 2 videos yet, or comments yet, and I probably will do it tomorrow when I'm on the train, or when this video is uploading, because it takes forever, and that's usually when I zip over and respond to everything. So I don't want you to think that just because I haven't responded that I haven't read them and don't care about them, because you guys, wow, like I don't even know what to say. Like, every comment that I continue to get in has been so reassuring. You know what I'll do? I'll take a moment right now and just highlight some really great points. Everyone made fantastic points, so I don't want you to think just because I didn't mention it that I didn't think your point was fantastic, but there were some things that I really thought were great, and I would love to share them quickly with you guys in case you haven't read all of the comments on last week's video. Okay, hold on. Okay, got my phone. Also, I've gained like 10 subscribers since posting that video, so everyone wants to see me cry apparently. Y'all are sick. Okay, let's go to the comment section. And if you're not interested in this part of the journal videos, feel free, you don't have to watch this part, but I think you guys all are wonderful for taking the time to comment, and so I really want to give the attention it deserves. Okay, I have 24 comments. I lied when I said it 30 something. Haley, you're a liar. I can honestly say I have never felt so loved and supported as I did this week, and I feel like you guys, it's funny because you didn't even realize how much I needed it, because I didn't talk about really what was happening in my life, and so I don't know, it almost felt like divine timing in a way, and I really appreciate you guys so much. Okay, so Tebuggy22, I hope I said that right, They commented how they never thought about what it would feel like as an author to have fans that were made fun of for reading your work, and that they were, you know, thank you for that perspective. Yeah, that was something I had never really thought about either. You know, it wasn't until I started just kind of thinking about Stephenie Meyer's situation more, and just, you know, just realizing that you had these fans that were mocked, and I don't know, for me, it wouldn't even be that I would be, I mean, I'd be upset, but I wouldn't be so upset that people didn't like my work, but that they were actively putting down people who did, and like knowing that I, quote, was the source of that, even though you're not really the source of bullying in that sense. But yeah, so it was something I had never thought about either until it came out of my mouth, which happens a lot. A lot of people commented that I have such incredible, like Jeffrey Hills, you have such incredible honesty and resolve, sharing your joys, fears, and struggles. This is one of my favorite compliments that I get on the videos. Why am I talking so weird? Because I feel like, you know, I've talked about this before. I feel like, especially now, I don't have too much to offer in the way of tips as far as feeling confident with my writing enough that I know I'm like, this is what you should do to get published, because I've never been published, so I don't feel confident enough that way. And so I feel like the only thing, or just one of the things that I can best offer is myself and what I'm going through, and, you know, kind of like how I've talked before too, the things that I find most inspiring are seeing people actually do the thing and live the journey and show the journey, and that's what these videos are all about. So thank you for everyone who's appreciated that, because I know I get a lot out of it, and so I'm just hopeful that you guys do too. Inquisitive Mind says thank you for being so raw and honest. Sorry you had to see that. I thought about leaving it out just because I thought, like, do they really need to see me like actively crying, or should I just like jump to the parts of me talking? But you know, you guys say how you like the honest part of it, and you know, I like the honest part of it too. I think my favorite video by Kim Chance, and I'll link it below, is when she talks about her struggles of when she was in limbo of she had an agent but she hadn't gotten a book deal yet, and she was feeling like she wasn't sure if it was ever going to happen, and feeling like she was disappointing her viewers and she didn't want to let them down. And for the first, I was like, yes, that's the real Kim Chance. Like, that is the real side of the journey, because it's not all like, yeah, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and now I'm a successful author. Like, there's a lot of struggle in between, and I think I always get really, I keep saying inspired, but I get really inspired when people do show the rougher side, because when you're actively going through it, when you're actively going through the journey and you realize just how rough it is and how many rough spots there are, if you don't know how normal it is, you feel like you're doing it wrong. You know, like, if it's not as like cookie cutter as all of the memoirs and biographies talk about, like, oh, it was great and I got signed in this year, and if you leave out all the bad parts, then when you're actively living it, you're like, is it supposed to be this hard? If it's this hard, am I not any good at it? You know, so I don't want, like, I don't know if I'll ever be a success story in that sense. I know I shouldn't say those kind of, yes, I will be a success story, but I don't want there to be any confusion about what that journey really looks like. Mary Wembley said how she also tried switching her work in progress to first person to see if she liked it better, and she ended up switching back. Oh my gosh. Yes, so I've played around with it a little bit too, but not this heavily. And she says if you are going to do this, it's fine, just make sure you save your original work, definitely. The one thing she said too that I liked, although I did switch back, this is me quoting her comment, although I did switch back, I enjoyed writing in first person for that short time because it helped me get my creative juices flowing. So doing it still served a purpose and was not a waste of time. Yes, any type of writing, whether it's even just journal writing or just writing side stories of your characters that you know aren't going to be in the main novel, it's all increasing your writing, it's building your writing style, it's building your understanding of your characters. So I completely 100% agree with that, and I think she said it really concisely. She also wrote, and I want to mention this because I do the exact same thing. She wrote, P.S. I geeked out so hard when I heard you say my name in this video. It's awesome enough to get a reply to a comment, but wow, I was not expecting that. So thank you. It seriously made my day. Well, I hope I made your day twice now. But I feel the same way. Like, I always get giddy when I hear other people mention my name because it's like, ooh, I'm in the thoughts of somebody I don't even know. Is that a weird thing to say? Maybe. Maybe Mary understands me. Lady Elizabeth, I'm mentioning this because it's a compliment. First things first, you have some pretty eyes, young lady. Thank you. Are they pretty now? Oh, can't really see them. Sorry, I'm so greasy. Pretend I'm not. Should I know I should powder my face, but it's late and I'm just taking it all off. Lisa Robertson mentions that she's 47 years old, but that she is still pushing herself out of her comfort zone. Good. My favorite motto, and I tell this to my mom all the time, who's an older mom, she's 63, and she mentions sometimes like, oh, she shouldn't even bother, like, you know, she's old now. I'm like, it's not over till you're dead. Like, it's never too late. Like, come on, age is nothing. So don't let, just because you've done something for the past 60 years and you've hated it and now you think it's too late. No, it's not too late. You got like 40 more years to go. She laughs at me because I keep saying she's gonna live to 100. Well, you are, Mom. You're like just barely over halfway. You're fine. Under a Lucky Star, she says she's a shy commenter but always looks forward to my videos. I am too, and I try to get better at it because, like I mentioned, comments make such a huge difference and I love them, and I get such a rush out of reading them, especially when you guys say that, you know, you bring out points that I haven't thought of myself, and just selfishly it makes me feel better. But I don't comment very much either, and I'm trying to get better about that because I know how much they mean to the creator. Ryan Medina made a great point about just, you know, embracing what you love and like not caring about the people who judge you. His comment reminded me a lot of the Dr. Seuss quote. What is it? Those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. And it's true. It's so true. Jessica reads and writes, hey Jessica. She's also another great creator. I did not know she was a teacher. I think that's really cool. She, you know, agreed with the point too that Stephenie Meyer was able to suck in millions of people to her story. Like, it's like, you know, as much as people make fun of stories like that, or like scholars scratch their heads about, you know, why they love it so much when it's so quote unquote simplistic, look into it. Why do people love it so much? And I think I do agree, like, even though I haven't mentioned it yet, but I don't think I'm gonna end up analyzing her for a different reason, but it's not because I'm ashamed, but it's for a different reason. I do think that it would be really interesting, and I would love to read something that does analyze what exactly about her stories is so addicting. And I think personally myself, like, as I continue to read the series, I'm going to ask myself that question more, because I do want that same sort of draw in my own stories. And I have my own opinions about it, and maybe I'll make a video about it, like a video essay. Would that be cool? Would you guys like that? Just talking about why I think it is so successful. And I don't just think it's sparkly vampires, though. I don't think that hurt. Maybe it did hurt, so maybe she was successful despite sparkly vampires. Spicy Book Ladies, who I was not subscribed to before, but I definitely will because she also makes videos. She says that she feels like she's going to be judged for the subgenre of romance she likes to read, which is erotic romance. Can you imagine a YouTube channel about those types of books? Yes, I can. I mean, that's also the same thing, like, other than the obvious answer of sex, it's like, you know, why are those books so fascinating to get into? Is it the character studies of them? Is it the just look at a simple world that suddenly is thrown into one of passion, that like juxtaposition? I don't know. And I would totally subscribe to a YouTube channel like that. I'm not ashamed of that, so you shouldn't be either. Raby Shaw disagreed with what I was saying. You spoke for everyone who loves something that gets a lot of shaming. You go, girl. Thank you. Hey TJ. Hey TJ. I'm so funny. She wrote, that was amazing how honest I were in this. Was honest? I'm trying to translate it. How honest you were in this video. You really opened up. I think that's a really good example for the rest of us. Yeah. thank you. It reminds us that if we open up to other people, they can help us when we are going through a tough time. Yes, and I think that's so clear in all of these comments that you guys really helped me get through a tough time. And it wasn't even necessarily related to this video. Like I said, you guys didn't even realize, but I really enjoyed these comments all week. Diane Verrochi wrote, did I say your name right again? Sorry, you've told me how to say it before too. She wrote more about the check system, and yeah, this was something I kind of had to realize myself. Yeah, like there is nothing wrong with, especially in a class, having room for improvement, because that's the whole point of taking the class. Now I've realized, you know, if you take a class and you automatically get perfect scores on everything, like you're just wasting your money because you already know it, right? So I definitely have developed the understanding and the appreciation for watching myself improve throughout, and I hope I continue to do that. I can already tell I've been reading way more critically. We've only had probably 4 class sessions, but oh my goodness, the things I've learned. Like, maybe I'll make a video talking about it. The things I learned in class this summer. Would that be plagiarism of teaching ideas? I don't know. I'll just talk about what I learned, not what she taught. Rebecca Rodriguez commiserated a lot with how I felt with my doubts. And she's afraid to show her own. She's worried she's a hack. Honestly, like, I know this isn't directly responding to your comment, but so few people actually finish a book, right? Like, you think about all the people that say they want to write a book, and all the people who, even less than that, who actually start the book, and the amount of people even less than that who finish the book, and then the amount of people that less than that that even publish. And so any author that is published, whether it's self-published or traditionally published, has so much respect now in my mind, because I see how hard and long and how much work goes into getting to that stage. So I don't think I could ever not respect an author who's reached that point. You know, as a writer myself, I have so much more found respect. So if you're worried about that, Rebecca, don't be, because all the power to you. Brittany Cole, and I'll respond to this directly too. Hey Haley, not to steal your idea, but how long do you typically film for these? I really like this idea and think I'll do it myself. Please do it yourself. Oh my god, like, I love these videos and I want to watch more. So please, everyone out there who wants to do these type, please do it. I mentioned in my first one I got the idea from Kim Chance's WIP Diary series, and I just titled it something different that fit more my style. Hold on, I gotta switch my hands. Okay, how long do I typically film? I kind of just, this week's been a little bit of an anomaly, but I've been picking up the camera and just filming. I try to only film a few minutes each day, because when you add up a whole week's worth, you don't want long, lengthy videos like this one. Which is now, it says 18 minutes I've been talking. But I figure since I didn't film much for this week, it's okay to have a longer video. So I only pick up the video camera for a few minutes at a time, usually, and then the whole thing ended up, it's been between like 25 and 35 minutes. It is longer. I don't know if you guys like the longer, if you want shorter, let me know. It's probably gonna stay longer because I can't help it. But yeah, so just a few minutes each day just to give a quick thought when I have a quick thought that's related to my writing. Or if I just want to show some writing scenes, so that way you guys aren't just listening to me talk about my writing, but you're seeing me actually do it. But yes, definitely do it, and let me know when you do. Janet Greaves says, I think it's so awesome you're taking college courses in writing. Could you share what university? I think I already talked about this earlier in the clip. I'm pretty sure I did. One thing Phoebe Wood wrote, that's a tongueful, that I really liked. She wrote, on a separate note, I'm sure your writing is awesome, but even if it's not, that doesn't mean you're not cut out for writing. Everyone starts off a terrible writer. Stephen King, J.K. Rowling. No one is born knowing how to write an incredible novel. Yes, and I think that's something that, especially when we're drafting, that we forget. That writing is a skill, and how you build a skill, you practice and you work at it. So when you first start off, if you're not great, like, who cares? Like, that doesn't mean, that's no indicator of how great you can be. You don't know how great you can be until you start going for it. So great point. Sarah Scharnweber, sorry. Thank you for this very honest video. You're welcome. Thank you for saying thank you. Timmy wrote, and who's also been messaging me on Twitter, thank you so much. You should never be ashamed of yourself, especially something that brings you joy and happiness. So true, and so thank you for the reminder. Shelly C. Perrin wrote, yes, you're officially a real YouTuber now. I wrote in my description that asked if crying made me a real YouTuber. And yes. Stephen Partridge, who also makes really great videos, wrote, fear is huge, but I love how you voice never letting it defeat you. Do your best. Thank you. Yes, so true. Oops, 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 I clicked a button. Don't delete. Oh no. Okay. Elizabeth A. Ham, who I just want to take a point to mention, has a fantastic channel too, and she makes videos about grief, and she writes about grief as well, so she's a really great resource, not just for writing, but for dealing with grief, and even how to incorporate your own grief into your writing. I just want to plug her really quick because her videos are fantastic. I like one quote she said, the fact that you have this much drive and passion to keep plowing away at your dreams shows that it's not all about talent, it's about the work put into the passion. I think that really sums it up. I think I commented on everyone. Wow. Everyone who's commented so far. So, hope you didn't mind that little segment. Oh, I'm being weird. Okay, that means it's time to stop filming. Alright, let me know what you guys are working on. Okay, I'm being... wow, shiny. Still very shiny. I'm a shiny person. I don't know what to tell you. Let me know what you guys are writing. Let me know what you guys are reading. Let me know what your thoughts are on anything. I don't know. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys in my next video. And I promise to have 2 videos this week, like I said. Thank you for forgiving last week. It was a busy time, but yes, I will be back to doing 2 videos every week, and I'm excited to let you guys know how my writing advances this week because I have a lot of catching up to do. All right, I'll see you guys for it.